Greetings YouTube, this is Jared with Omnivore Blade Works, and this is my 3 horsepower Cyclone dust collector from Laguna Tool, and it sucks all the dust out of my shop and into a barrel. I have a trunk line running to various apparatus, but the most important thing I'm going to talk about right now is this trunk line, which runs down into my grinding room. And there's a blast gate so I can separate it from the rest of my system. And this Cyclone separates out most of the metal particles. Actually, I looked up at the other barrel and there's no sign of any metal dust, so it's all sawdust. So everything related to this room is in that barrel. Super Dust Deputy is a hell of a thing from Oneida Air Systems, and they also make a regular Dust Deputy which attaches to your shop vac. So you're sucking stuff. Like right now I got it attached to my little bandsaw. Air comes in with all the dirt into the Cyclone, and all the dirt and stuff falls in the barrel, and inside of your shop vac you've got nothing, hardly anything at all except some really ultrafine dust. And then if you use a HEPA filter, then your shop's going to stay really clean. So I'm really happy with the Dust Deputy. This is the standard steel heavy duty Dust Deputy. So only thing that was a little weird is that the top of that lid crushed. I don't know why, but it did. So it may be good to mitigate that somehow with some reinforcement. Anyway, moving on into the grinding room, I've got a 4-inch duct which splits, and I'm going to have another grinder or something right there, maybe a Wilmot or something. And then I've got room that I can put a third item on this wall. The Y, or the 2 legs, go into the back of the KMG, which I have this folding door. You can see that it folds down, provides a cover to keep the blade, or a belt guard. And then I have dust collection in the back, which seems to be doing really well. It's all clean back there. Normally this whole wall gets covered with shit. I mean, dust. And so now everything's clean except for this portion under the blade, right, or under the belt right there. Most of the dust shavings get collected in this downpipe, but you can see that a lot gets by. I've just tried this funnel, which is a 4-inch and 6-inch that I bought along with my Dust Deputy. But I used to use this piece, which would just get a little bit more velocity closer to the belt itself. And I may go back to that and try it and see if I get less steel on the floor. I've got a, I don't know if you can see that, but there's a piece of aluminum in there to keep the hot sparks from melting right through the PVC. This is a light duty PVC sewer line. And then I have a piece of stainless steel tubing which allows me to telescope. And if I want to use a different wheel, I can pull this thing in and out. And it also provides a little bit more protection from sparks to the PVC. So this is a really cheap and easy way to mitigate melting on the first little part of your dust collection system. I'm sure you could get cheaper regular steel pipe, but I just happen to have that stainless steel 4-inch pipe laying around. I don't know what else to tell you about the grinder itself. These 3M Cubitron belts are badass. I recommend them highly. I've been doing most of my grinding lately with just 36 grit, and then moving right up to a Trizac 65 grit, or number 65 belt. And on smaller surface areas, like on the swedge, and then this preliminary point radius, it works really well, really fast. On the full size, or the primary bevel on these Kodiak swords, I'm able to do pretty quick work with that 36 grit belt, even after it wears out. This whole stack of 20, at least with just this primary bevel, was done with that same belt right there. So that's 3 hours of grinding, or give or take, to do this stack of one side. Other side's not done yet, but one side rough grinding with one Cubitron belt. My personal protective equipment, I use a leather apron that I got at Northern Tool, and I wear this VersaFlow headgear with a GVP blower kit from 3M. And this is a HEPA filter. I also have the carbon filters for my Cerakote work. Really good piece of equipment. I'm glad I shelled out for it because I can see all the way down below my chin, so I don't have to bend my head forward as much as I would if I was wearing a regular dust mask or a respirator like some of you guys wear with full face respirators. This is a no fog system. It's comfortable to wear. It blows fresh, cool air on you. Your lungs don't have to work at all to breathe, whereas with a gas mask or self-contained non-powered respirator, you'd be having to suck through a filter. And the filter lasts a really long time too, because you've got a blower instead of trying to suck through. So that if it clogs up a little bit, you can just blow it out and use it a long time. Other protective gear are these VibraStop gloves from Superior Glove Company. I got these off Amazon. I had tried a pair that were marketed by Steel Chainsaw Company, which had black nylon instead of this Kevlar, which is, as you know, flame retardant. And these are going to last me a long time, I'm sure. And I can grind and hang on. I can hang on to these pieces of steel without as much fatigue. I can push on them with this rubber. It's very heat resistant. You can grind a lot longer, a lot faster without dipping. And actually, I did all these storage so far, no dipping at all until I get to the final, like the 30 micron belts where I'm actually need more control, so I just use leather gloves. Anyway, that's my grinding setup and my dust mitigation setup for both the shop, with the dust collector, and for me, my lungs and my hands. And I'm pretty happy and healthy doing with this setup. Also, another cool thing about my Laguna dust collector is that it's got a remote control. So I can just turn it on. And it sucks. And I can turn it off. So the investment is obviously pretty high, but I'm hoping that I can expand this business and have just more than just me working in here someday. So when that happens, I gotta be OSHA friendly. So air quality is part of that. And if y'all out there have shops of your own, you can take this larger scaled system and tone it down and make it work for you. That's all I got for you.